style as he landed in Riyadh for the 34,000 British troops stationed in the Gulf make him a key player in this country's future. He steps into a land ready for war. The signs of the massive American presence are everywhere. But he brings with him a reassuring message for troops and hosts. As he explained in the plane, he thinks it inconceivable that Iraq can win a war.
He cannot win a conflict. That must be clear to him. The sheer scale of the Allied forces there and the Allied air power means that he cannot win. That must be clear to him, and I hope he will withdraw. He still has some time to do so. I hope he will make use of that time and withdraw speedily.
His first meeting was with the exiled Kuwaiti leaders, now in residence in Taif in the west of Saudi Arabia. Mr. Major seemed relaxed and confident.
Extremely agreeable. And yes, I will have another if I may. Thank you very much.
The message he got from the Kuwaitis of events in their homeland was far from happy.
You're actually talking to people whose country has been invaded and is effectively, for the time being, a massive prison camp, and in which atrocities are being committed daily by the Iraqis.
The Kuwaitis also told the Prime Minister that Saddam Hussein was unpredictable, self-centered, but worried about saving his own skin. The British here still hope that in order to save himself, Saddam will leave Kuwait. But like the rest of the country, they are preparing for war. 1,000 gas masks were handed out to British civilians today at the British Embassy.
It's very nice to see you all.
Boredom, but as the January the 15th deadline approaches, so does the likelihood of combat. ITN's Robert Moore sent this satellite report.
Military commanders are doing their best not to talk about casualties. The soldiers are doing their best to practice dealing with them on the front line. It's a well-tested chain. Emergency first aid on the battlefield, followed by evacuation to field hospitals. Even when there's no one firing back, the stress for the troops is very real. These exercises out in the desert seen as the best simulation to battle conditions. It's a mixture of fear and excitement for troops, as the diplomatic deadline focuses minds and emotions for soldiers and commanders.
Every night when I go to bed at night, I think what I'm going to do the next morning when I get up, and every morning when I get up, I think what I'm going to do every hour after that. You know, this is a big enterprise over here and a lot of responsibility, and I take it very, very seriously, and frankly, half the night I think about it too.
Britain's top commander refuses to be drawn on whether diplomacy may yet save his men from battle.
I can't give an answer on that. You will have to ask Selma Spain, but he's one man who has that answer in his hands and his head.
Britain's military option is still being refined. The latest infantry to arrive here, the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, training hard to improve their combat readiness. Robert Moore, ITN, Saudi Arabia.